from your eyes, yeah. We're in this together. This won't last forever. If God could calm the stormy sea, He won't forget you and me. We're in this together. We're in this together.
He's got the whole world. He's got the whole world.
He's got the whole world in His hands.
He's got the whole world. He's got the whole world.
He's got the whole world in His hands. Now nations was a frustration. You know that we're Christians. There's a smile on your face. We got God's grace, and we will never lose His protection.
He'll always carry us through
The trials and tribulations. Don't
Give up and don't you cry. Wipe those tears from your eyes. Yeah, we're in this together. This will last forever.
If God can calm the stormy seas, He won't forget you and me.
We're in this together.
We're in this together. We're in this together.
USC. So
Don't give up, don't cry. Wipe those tears from your eyes, yeah. We're in this together. This won't last forever. If God could calm the stormy sea, He won't forget you and me. We're in this together. Don't cry. Wipe those tears from your eyes, yeah. We're in this together. This won't last forever. If God could calm the stormy sea, He won't forget you and me. We're in this together. We're in this together. Antigua, Grenada, Saint Lucia, Barbados, Trinidad, Guyana, Dominica, Saint Martin, Jamaica, Saint Vincent, Africa.
Don't give up, don't cry. Wipe those tears from your eyes, yeah. We're in this together. This won't last forever. If God could calm the stormy seas, He won't forget you and me. We're in this together. We're in this together.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another very exciting initiative. Madam Legal, how are you today?
I'm doing quite well, quite excited actually. How are you today?
I'm very good. And of course, we have the dynamic. I tried to give you her first name, but I want to make sure that everybody online knows her entire name. Because you might want to use her next time. She has a fantastic voice. And I'm always privileged when I can do anything with this young lady. So can you kindly introduce yourself to the audience?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sherry Lynn Legall. I'm the Interim Dean of the School of Business and Entrepreneurship here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. And along with me we have...
Jason Brown, and I'm actually the Director of the Food Services Department. I must say one of the best departments at USC. Do you think, Madam Legal?
Wherever there's food, it's a good place to be.
Amen. Lovely. So, Madam Legal, why are we here? I'm excited. I know I am here, but I want you to share with the audience why we're here, and we are so excited.
Well, we have a very, very awesome privilege this afternoon to be a part of the Get on the Bus campaign.
Yes.
Now, is this the first time we have talked about Get on the Bus? Is this the first time we're talking about it? Have we talked about this before?
Yes,
Well,
right
tell
here.
Tell us, when did this Get on the Bus actually birth? When was this birth?
It was right there in 2021.
2021.
2021.
That seems to be the year that Dr. Colwick Wilson came to the University of the Southern Caribbean. Am I
That's
correct?
the man. That's the man.
Indeed,
he
indeed.
came with this huge plan, and he tried to get everybody on the bus.
On the bus. So the Get on the Bus is our fundraising campaign, and this is going to be across several years. But this year, 2023, this is actually the launch for this year. So this is our campaign fundraising for this year. Now, Dr. Wilson is a really hardworking, very hardworking person.
Very hardworking.
And he's been doing a lot of work behind the scene, infiltrating groups of alumni all over the world and encouraging them to get on the bus.
Get on the
What
bus.
Well, that's the name of this fundraising campaign for the next few years, right up until USC 100. Drayson, let me see if you are really a good alumnus of the University of the Southern Caribbean. When will USC turn 100 years?
Now, Madam Legal, you are giving me a very difficult question. Yeah, that's a very difficult question.
Really?
Yes,
Drayson Brown?
because I told you earlier that I am into food. To find out when USC is experiencing 100 years, that's mathematics.
Well, Drayson, for you to actually graduate as an alumnus of the university, you must have done some math. So indeed, USC will be 100 years in 2027.
That's
And
right.
so this fundraising campaign is ongoing until 2027.
Yes.
And we have a huge goal we want to meet. But we want to say thank you. Thank you. Because since this Get on the Best campaign has begun, we have raised in pledges and donations over $1.4 million.
Say that again, Legal. Say that again.
$1.4 million.
US, TT, Guyanese, what was it?
That's TT dollars.
That's TT dollars. 1.4 million TT dollars.
And so we want to say thank you for those of you who are continuous donors to the University of the Southern Caribbean and those who have joined us along the way. But it's not too late. That's why we're here in the 2023 installment, and we're moving towards 2027.
That's right.
So you have an opportunity to continually be on the bus, get on the bus, encourage others to be on the bus as well.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support to our special needs faculty research, funding of our food security program,
Yes.
Mr. Brown, our residence halls, the university church, and we thank you for the simulation lab in the Department of Nursing and Allied Health.
Excellent. You know, gratitude is indeed something great.
It is.
You know,
it
because
is.
without those persons contributing to such a wonderful initiative, we would not have been here again. And we are here again, not just to say to the others who aren't on the bus to get on the bus, but we are here to say thank you as well.
That is correct. Thank you for being on the bus and encouraging others to be on the bus as well.
Yes.
So this is the Get on the Bus virtual campaign event today. We thank you for logging in and looking at our event and thinking about how you can continually commit towards the University of the Southern Caribbean. So while you're thinking about we want to stand by now for our opening prayer, and we are privileged to have our provost of the University of the Southern Caribbean, Dr. Len Archer, who is going to welcome us with prayer, and then we will continue.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for being here. I'd like to invite you to join us now for prayer. Dear God and Father of all, we thank you for this opportunity, this wonderful occasion when we all, alumni and friends around the world, assemble to celebrate this institution, the University of the Southern Caribbean. We thank you for the 96 years of its existence, for the many lives that have been transformed by the sacrifices of so many. Alumni and friends who have been so generous over the years, providing service, finances, prayers, and many, many hours of service from faculty, staff, and its administration. We acknowledge your grace, your goodness, And we look forward to the grand celebration of 100 years of this great institution. But while we wait, we now embark on this Get on the Bus campaign. We ask that you will inspire each listener, each friend of this institution to continue to be generous, to give up their lives and their talents. We thank you that you continue to lead in everything we do. We want to be of a continuous service to you so that men and women around the Caribbean and beyond can be educated and transformed to make this world a better place. Thank you for being with us. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Welcome to a century of excellence where the University of the Southern Caribbean stands tall, shaping minds and transforming lives. As we approach our 100th year, we embark on an extraordinary journey with the USC 100 Centennial Capital Campaign, Get on the Bus. Our Get on the Bus fundraising campaign, which began in 2021, has already made a significant impact on our university. Thanks to your generous pledges and donations, over 1.4 million TT dollars has been contributed to USC's growth and development through student scholarships and special needs, faculty research support, funding of our food security program, support for our residence halls and university church, and installment of a simulation lab in our Department of Nursing and Allied Health. Now, as USC turns this page in its enduring story, we embark on a new chapter with even grander aspirations. Our destination, a future filled with innovation, growth, and endless possibilities. So, we invite you to join us on this exciting ride as we aim to fund key capital projects. As we celebrate 100 years of excellence, Get on the Bus is not just a campaign. It's an invitation to be a part of our legacy. With a collective effort, we can drive towards a future filled with limitless possibilities. Join us on this exciting journey, and let's make the next 100 years even more remarkable. Get on the bus and contribute to the USC 100 Centennial Capital Campaign. Together, we shape the future. Let's make it extraordinary. Get on the bus.
Wow, Madam Legal, we are back. We are back. Oh my Lord, I can feel the excitement over there. You know, I have some of my friends texting me already, and they're telling me about the excitement that they're having in their living rooms. They're waiting for the opportunity to give.
Wonderful. And soon we're going to tell them how to give and how much they can give.
Yes, oh my Lord, what excitement. But today we have the big man, and they will say in St. Kitts in the house. We have the co-chair of the Get on the Bus campaign 2023.
Yes,
Madam
yes.
Legal, just do us the honor in introducing the co-chair.
Well, indeed, I am glad to say his name. I'm going to ask him to introduce himself. So we are joined by Mr. Dury Arthur, and we have some interesting information, and he has some interesting information to share with us. But before, let's find out. Mr. Arthur, did you attend CUC, or did you work at CUC? What was your experience?
Yes, so I have gotten on to the bus because I'm a past worker of the university. Back in the day when it was CUC, I worked in the Alumni Affairs Department under a wonderful lady called Desiree Hamming.
Interesting. So even if you did not go to CUC, you are much well invited to actually contribute, especially if you worked at our institution.
Yes.
So that might have been interesting. So what was your position in Alumni Affairs?
Well, at the time, I was a graphic artist. I was responsible for all the publications in the university. And in addition to that, I also did most of the graphic design work for the college press, which I oversaw as part of my responsibility.
Got you, indeed. Now, Mr. Arthur, everybody that attended CUC/USC has a story.
Yes.
Please,
Oh, yes.
Mr. Arthur, tell us something interesting about your days at CUC.
Those were wonderful days. I think one of the things, the most important aspect of being here is that I met my wife here.
All right.
But that is before working at the university. That time I was working at College Health Foods in the cold storage / fry foods department. And that's where I met my beautiful wife.
Ta-da. Jason, say something about that.
Ta-da.
Say something about that,
Oh, my
Jason.
Lord. You know, this is a good place to meet spouses, Madam
Yes,
Legal.
yes.
They are well refined.
And indeed, this helps the contributing and an ongoing contribution to our institution.
Yes.
Those types of nostalgia that persons hold for our institution really propels them to want to continue to see the work of this institution go forward. And that's why we're here this afternoon, to encourage you to continue to contribute to the institution and see the work continue. Maybe more wives and husbands will be bred
I
here,
tell you.
Jason, at the University of the Southern Caribbean.
Oh, yes.
Now, Mr. Arthur is a busy man, and he has many things to do. But he stops by here to tell us a few things about committing towards contributing to your alma mater.
All right.
Mr. Arthur, what would you want to tell our viewers this afternoon?
Well, my core responsibility, after having this discussion with my dear president, is to be a part of the cultivation program, the program that engages key stakeholders to get involved in what I call the capacity building campaign. Because the intention here is not just only about money, it's about building the capacity of the university to become one of the Ivy League universities of the Caribbean.
Excellent indeed. And you mentioned a very specific project, and I'm guessing we'll be hearing over time more and more about some of these projects happening.
Certainly, certainly.
Definitely indeed.
And not just that alone, we have a very beautiful donor pyramid that allows everyone in the household to make a contribution to this capital campaign. And one of the strategies we are looking at is just simply getting 80 persons from each decade to reach 10 persons to give $100 for the next 44 months to the centennial. And that is going to bring us, and could bring us, to $100 million.
Wow.
Wow. Can you say that one more time,
Yeah,
Mr.
because
Arthur?
I think that went over my head.
That
Yes.
math was very interesting.
Yes. Share with us again.
So we have made the strategy very achievable.
Okay.
And the way we are seeing that we can do that is simply this formula. 80 persons from each decade, reach 10 persons, get those 10 persons to donate $100 a month.
And that's
for
100
the next
US.
100 US or 100 TT in your currency.
In your currency.
In your currency, US is better. But what we are able to do with that, over the next 44 months, we were able to raise $100 million.
Fantastic. And 44 months will carry us to
To the centennial.
2027.
Yes.
Well, that's fantastic. So I guess you'll be seeing more of that pyramid and seeing how we are along the timeline and to see how we're progressing along that way. So ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. If you are from a particular year group, if you can get 10 people to actually donate $100 in whatever currency that they have, we can meet our goal. And you mentioned a number, about 100 million. That's a very, very worthy goal. Well, we are so happy that Mr. Arthur stopped by here this afternoon to share a little bit about what are the strategies in place to be able to get the university over the next number of months,
Yes.
taking us right into 2027 to meet a very, very, very valid goal that we want to meet here going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for viewing. You are viewing the Get on the Bus campaign 2023, and you just heard from Mr. Duriata, co-chair of the
Get on the
fundraising
bus.
campaign. Thank you very much, Mr. Arthur.
And I greet you this evening on behalf of my fellow alumni, faculty, staff, students, and supporters in the name of Jesus Christ, our divine educator and supreme leader. You know, I was recently asked by fellow alumni how I felt about the multiple WhatsApp, emails, and other USC chat groups that have been growing exponentially. As a member of the 70 and 80s WhatsApp chat group, I am blessed by the daily witty repartee and reflections and Cedric's stories and the intellectual jousting that occurs. But what blesses me more than anything else is the verbal commitment that I see and that is so evident to our alma mater. Therefore, I view these connections, these cohort connections, as meaningfully accretive to our needed support for the immediate, medium, and long-term goals of alma mater. And I challenge each of us today, everyone on this platform, I challenge us to take our verbal commitment that we express on those groups and turn it into action. Today, we will learn a bit more about the recently USC Board approved strategic plan, dubbed SP 100. And I want to encourage each of us to get on the bus as we join alma mater in achieving sustained success and mission fulfillment. I encourage you to continue to support your local chapters, your cohort groups, and your North America Alumni Association stands ready to be the conduit for your generous gifts to USC. You know, Astrid and I have been on the bus, and we will stay on the bus. And with her permission and support, today we will be purchasing 2 tickets on the bus. That's at $600 US each. And we are also making a commitment between now and our centennial anniversary to contribute another $5,000 US to support our alma mater. And if we can do more, we'll do more. But that's our minimum, that's our floor. And we will commit to that. And I challenge each of you to think about giving sacrificially to alma mater. We've got over 1,000 days to fulfill any pledges we make. So pledge generously, give generously, and I invite you to come with us on the bus to the destination that will glorify God and continue to sustain the excellence that our alma mater is known for. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I invite you to ride the bus with us.
We certainly appreciate you very much, Mr. Carlisle Walton. Thank you so very much indeed. We appreciate the president of the North American Alumni Association, and we heard that pledge of 2 seats of $600 each, and that minimum of $5,000 US over the next few years of the campaign. Mr. Walton, indeed, you are someone to pattern after, and we thank you so much for your commitment to the University of the Southern Caribbean and what we do here. I just want to say as well, Mr. Walton also contributes to the university in myriads of ways. And I just want to put a pause here. While this is a fundraising campaign, we want to let you know that you can contribute to the university in many different ways. I know for a fact that Mr. Walton has contributed his time and expertise to the university in actually putting together the strategic plan for the university.
Yes.
And I also know he has spoken to us on myriads of occasions in terms of lecturing, in terms of giving presentations, empowerment, and capacity building here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. Thank you so much, Mr. Walton, soon to be Dr. Walton. Thank you very much for contributing in myriads of ways, sacrificially by time, effort, and resources to your alma mater and to us at the University of the Southern Caribbean. We certainly appreciate you and your wife and the work you're doing with your Alumni Association. Thank you very much.
Excellent, Madam Legal. And to be honest, somebody who gives that amount should already receive that doctorate. That's a lot of money. And you know, that's where the excitement comes. The excitement comes when persons can see the value in giving. You know, the greatest thing that we can do is give. Give, give, give. I've been giving all the days of my life, and trust me, I've never been in need because God is blessing me through so many windows. Indeed. So many windows. Indeed. So ladies and gentlemen, we want to take your attention to our website. You can get all the information on this website, usc.edu.tt /get-on-the-bus. I'll say it again, www.usc.edu.tt /get-on-the-bus. Now, on that website, you have the privilege of viewing today's program live on that website. And also there are so many different ways that you can participate in terms of giving. You know, this program always opens up many ways in which you can give. And by the way, if you want to give in all of the ways, that's you. It's okay. We'll accept it and say thanks. So you can do so. We have Cash App. You can give via Cash App, via wire transfer, your credit card, via check. You can make a pledge. And you can also do online bank deposit. Lower down in the website, you'll see the different areas, the different keys that you need to know, the different information that you will need to know in order to guide you as you give. Wow.
Now, Jason, when we tell them about giving, apparently you can give a whole seat on the bus. Or
yes.
Multiple seats, of course.
Multiple
you can
seats.
give half a seat on the bus, you know, if you're so inclined. And you can also have a standing room on the bus. And they're supposed to let you see what that looks like in a particular graphic. So let's do it one more time. Now, you can give an entire seat, multiple seats, of course, on the bus. We never tell somebody to give one seat. We never ask, Dr. Wilson, we never ask people to donate one seat on the bus.
That's correct. Multiple seats on the bus.
Multiple seats on the bus. Of course.
Seats.
But, you know, just in case you just want to have for the fun of it to donate half a seat, you can do that too. And just for the fun of it, you just think about standing on a bus, you can do that too. You can also contribute as well.
So in other words, just get on the bus.
Just get on the bus.
Just get on the
encourage
bus.
other people to be on the bus as well. So joining us now on set.
Oh, yes.
We have
the man with the plan. This man came up with this initiative. Excellent initiative for the university at this time. Who is this man, Madam Legal?
Well, it's Dr. Colwick Wilson himself, Dr. Colwick M. Wilson, if you please. And he is at the helm of the University of the Southern Caribbean, well known by our alumni. They are very much well informed, knowing that he is here and he has been driving these efforts in ways that we wouldn't even imagine. I asked him this evening when he came out, I said, Doc, have you been getting some sleep? Take a look at him, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at him on the camera. Does he look like he's getting some sleep? Look at him, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sleeping.
Okay, good. He's sleeping. But he's been doing a lot behind the scenes to get our alumni. And Mr. Arthur already took time to let us know part of the strategy of getting persons involved. And of course, Doc as well has been working behind the scenes. So Doc, what are people contributing to? But first, tell us a little bit about what actually inspired the name for this campaign, Doc.
Yes.
And you got involved in it. And now tell us a little bit about what are people donating to.
Well, Sherry and Drayson, I remember the first time we did this, and the two of you really took me in a journey that I also ended up in the bus.
That's right.
But where did the get on the bus idea come from? Actually, I think it was an inspirational moment from God. And then I started talking to some alumni who started making fun of the idea of the bus. People started talking about, well, maybe it's a plane we need. Maybe we need a donkey cart. Maybe we need a ship, a boat. But eventually, I think most agreed that the get on the bus sounded more germane to movements.
That's right.
That would get us to our vision points. So the bus is a metaphor that takes us along the journey to the vision that the university has established. And you talked about that process. Actually, Dean Legal led out in that process where we came up with the pillars of SP 100.
Yes, indeed we did. So tell us, Doc, what are people contributing to at the University of the Southern Caribbean when they do their pledges and their donations?
Well, if we take the pillars, the pillar of faculty and staff development, in that area, when individuals contribute to that pillar, what will happen is that we'll focus on faculty development in terms of their research capacity, in terms of conferences. A lot of our faculty are not able to attend conferences, so that this helps them to keep up with their areas. And so faculty development will help in that regard. So that's one of the important pillars. And then there's another one. There's another one, that is academic success.
Yes.
And that has to do with the student experience, technology. So in the classroom, ensuring that the student experience is up to date and is at the cutting, or I like to say, the bleeding edge. And that helps us to ensure that the student's experience is great.
Correct.
There's more.
There's more.
There's more. There is financial sustainability that allows us to be able to do the things we must do. Infrastructure development. There's some buildings that we need to build. There's some buildings we need to finish. There are some buildings we need to repair. And all along financial sustainability, that helps us because financial sustainability is linked to operational efficiency. And that helps us to get to where we ought to go.
Now, Doc, I've heard you talk a lot about operational efficiency. What exactly is that?
Well, I think we lose money when our systems are not functioning or when our systems are not functioning as efficiently as they could. And every time that happens, we're losing money. So we are seeking to bring our systems up to date. Too much paper. All right, so the paper has to go through 7 hands.
Yes.
And so we're going to transform our system. We need to have what we call a data warehouse established. And this data warehouse will help us to organize all the different pieces of data, and we're able to be more nimble in our ability to function effectively and agilely.
Indeed. I know you're very passionate about that one, Doc.
Yes, I like that one.
I'm hearing a lot of passion on this side, Madam Legal.
I am.
But I think one time I saw the driver of the bus, and when I looked closely, I realized it was the president of the University of the Southern Caribbean. I thought he only had an automatic license. But to be on this bus, you have to have a standard license.
I see.
Yes.
See. A manual license.
A manual. Well, we call it standard in St. Kitts.
Oh, I see.
Culture.
Okay.
Doc.
I got
But you have to
just
have a
want to
manual
clarify.
license.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify if we're talking about the same thing.
All right.
Interesting. Now, Teresa, get on the bus, as the president said, is metaphoric. Now, the bus is not one long bus that doesn't end. We have several buses.
Yes.
But the name of the campaign is Get on the Bus. Do you remember how many seats are on the bus? Because at some point we have to report to the people how many buses we have filled.
Okay, we are trying to fill only 200 seats. But that's a little bit, but we're trying today because we don't want to scare anybody yet. But 200 seats we are trying to fill on this bus. 200 seats.
For 2023. And
2023.
Yes, and persons can do that today, or they have up until the end of the year to be able to contribute to Get on the Bus 2023. Now, we're thinking here at the University of the Southern Caribbean that 50 seats on a bus is satisfactory. After that, the bus starts to lag. So we're filling up several buses as we go along. 50 seats make a bus. Yes, we have some standing room only, but that's not a lot of standing room on the bus. So we really need to get your seat on the bus. So as we go along, we're accepting pledges and donations. Yes, we are here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. And today, and in and around today, and up until the end of the year. And we have some exciting news about matching coming up later on to tell people when people actually give and they pledge or they donate, who is going to match these donations. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So, Doc, Are you excited that people are getting very much aroused to be part of this campaign? And if not just fundraising, but contributing to the University of the Southern Caribbean?
Yeah, I'm very excited because we have hundreds of alumni who are interested in partnering in the university to assist the experiences of our current students. And that is exciting because of the fact that many of them are already doing that. They're already giving back, and they're already serving our students and our university in many ways. And so I'm excited about those partnerships. There are too many for me to mention in the limited time today. And in addition to that, our alumni and family and friends, individuals who are not alumni, continue to support this institution financially. And I want to stop to say thanks to all of those individuals who have given over the years. I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Individuals have sacrificed for this university. And maybe we didn't have buses then taking them along, but they were moving with their feet, with their hands, with their hearts, giving back to this university. And because of all of those individuals, many of them are still committed to USC. And we say thank you over and over again for your commitment. We are encouraged every time you do that. We are encouraged.
Yes, we are. And this institution continues to stand and propel forward because of you. We stand and sit on the shoulders of those who've taken time to be very interested about what happens here at our institutions. We have seen our scholarships increasing.
Yes.
We have been seeing them increasing. People have actually been very, very interested to see what's happening. And people just walk onto the campus and choose to, Doc. They choose to give to the contributions to the university with time and efforts and money. And we thank you for that. So, Doc, what do you say then that the fervor that you're feeling on the ground as you go around across the world, the fervor is strong for the University of the Southern Caribbean?
Very committed among our alumni and family and friends. I keep stressing that. We have the thrift shop that idea originated among our North American alumni. And of all the 50-something barrels that came, I would say more than half of those barrels came from individuals who are alumni, and the other half individuals who are not connected to the university as alumni. On average, we have been averaging about $900,000 TT dollars in terms of donations. But last year we had close to $4.5 million in donations. Now, where did those donations come from? They came from alumni and family and friends. So I feel that there is a growing commitment to this university, and we can only say thank you and thank you and thank you again.
Thank you very much. So, Doc, before you pop off set for now, the goal for this campaign for 2023 is 200 seats. So if you haven't contributed your seats as yet, now is the time to get on the bus. And if you're contemplating how many seats to contribute to, now is a great time to contemplate that. So you can go ahead and pledge. Again, what's the website, Drayson?
www.usc.edu.tt/get on the bus.
So, Doc, what would you like to tell the folks listening this evening, and who will be listening even beyond this evening? What would you want to tell them about USC 100 going forward to that goal?
Well, get on the bus that takes us to our centennial celebration. Can't imagine it. USC will be 100 years on August 27, 2027. 100 years. We've been around for a long time. And we are excited about what this campaign will do to transform this university and to make it what it is and what it ought to be. And so, yes, we're excited about the centennial celebration. And I'll jump on, when you permit me, somewhere and with a family contribution about how many seats we're pledging. So I can't wait to get off so that I can work on that pledge so that it can be shared with you.
Excellent. Wow, I love that. I love that. So the leader of the bus is pledging.
And he's getting others to pledge, and that is his job as well, to encourage people to do it, and he's going to come back and report on it. Thank you for the pledges that are coming in. Thank you for the donations that are coming in. We certainly appreciate you, and thank you for thinking about how much you are going to donate. So we're going to pause for a little bit to listen to a recorded piece of music, and we'll be right back with you after to let you know a little bit more exciting news hearing from various alumni of this institution.
See the birds flying free. They don't sow and they don't reap, but the Heavenly Father feeds them. He'll provide for you. Why do you worry and why do you sigh? Doesn't matter how hard you try. Doesn't matter a single hour to life. I speak the truth. Listen now to what I'm telling you.
Don't worry about tomorrow. Live life today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Stop looking for trouble and sorrow. Let tomorrow worry about itself. Don't worry about. Don't you worry about. Don't worry about tomorrow. See the lilies, how they grow and bloom. They don't worry about their clothes. But there never was a mighty king dressed in clothes as lovely as these. Don't spend your life so full of care. What you eat and what you wear. Don't you know that the Lord is there? He'll provide for you. The Lord will provide for you. So you can go live life with faith. Don't worry about tomorrow. Live life today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Stop looking for trouble and sorrow. Seek first the kingdom and all righteousness. Seek first the kingdom and your needs shall be added unto you. Live life with faith. Don't worry about tomorrow. Live life today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Stop looking for trouble and sorrow. Live today. Don't worry about the rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, standing by now virtually is Dr. Clinton Valley. And Dr. Clinton Valley is a former president of the University of the Southern Caribbean, serving here from the years 2012 to 2016. Now, Dr. Valley is here to tell us a little bit about his commitment to USC, and he wants to share with us a little bit about how to encourage you to also be committed and contribute to the University of the Southern Caribbean. Dr. Valley, thank you so much for being with us this evening, and we look forward to hearing from you.
USC administration for the opportunity to share a word this afternoon. I am thoroughly in support of this initiative, Get on the Bus initiative. I've already made a pledge in the past toward this initiative, and I continue to offer my support. And I certainly will be pledging at least one seat, and I'm getting some others to pledge alongside me, because I believe in the vision of USC. I am who I am because of the University of the Southern Caribbean. Came there over 50 years ago as an uncertain youngster, new to the faith. And USC has shaped and molded me. And I returned to serve as its 26th president. And I continue to see its potential in terms of building the lives of young people across the Caribbean, a light to the Caribbean and indeed the world. So I support President Wilson's initiative, and I want to encourage all of us to do likewise. This is our school, and that school in the Valley has been the Miracle Valley, as it has been called, has worked so much and done so much for so many that I just praise God for that institution. And I pray for all the administrators, the faculty, and the staff. And we as alumni need to come in and give our best so that we may pass on that legacy to those who are yet coming on and need to carry the torch of Adventist education in the Caribbean and across the world. This school has had some shining lights all around the world, and we praise God for them, and this must continue. I'm of particularly, of interest in terms of this nursing department and its drive to become a U.S. accredited provider for nursing. I think that's a tremendous initiative, and I am targeting my efforts in that direction as we build for the future. So thanks for the opportunity. I am on board. I want to encourage all my friends as we get on the bus, going onward to our grand 100th anniversary in 2027. God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, we'd like to thank Dr. Clinton Valley. Now, the last time we were here in 2021, Dr. Valley made a big contribution to this Getting on the Bus initiative. And clearly we would have heard again that he is further getting on the bus. You know, there are some persons on this bus, it seems like they're changing their seats. So they sat down there for 2021 and they're changing the seat for 2023, and they are indeed contributing to the new seat experience. What do you think about that, Madam Legal?
I like it, the new seat experience. Some people, after being on the bus for a while, they said, I want another seat. You know what is nice? You must do it how, Mr. Brown? Twice.
Yes.
And so we thank you so much, Dr. Valley, for continuing your commitment to the University of the Southern Caribbean. Isn't it fantastic when a former president of an institution continues to contribute to that institution even after he may have moved on?
Yes.
So we want to say thank you so much, Dr. Valley, that you are very much interested here. And as he was talking, he mentioned his very specific interests. And we want to encourage persons viewing to let you know if there's something that you're very passionate about at the university, that you particularly want to see that particular project improve, or you want to see that particular area of the university improve, then you can feel free to let us know with your contribution, your donation, your pledge. I would like my funds to go towards this particular project
Lovely.
At the institution. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined this evening by a legend.
The one and only.
Dr. Cynthia Ward. Now, this is legendary stuff here.
Yes.
Now, if you have attended the university over the past few decades, not many, Drayson, but the last few decades, you more than likely would have come in contact with Dr. Cynthia Ward. Dr. Cynthia Ward has definitely contributed and been a mainstay and a stalwart at this institution, seen it very, very, very many years ago and seeing it transition into the University of the Southern Caribbean. So, Dr. Ward, many people who will view this this platform this evening and beyond, when they see you, they'll be like, there is Dr. Cynthia Ward.
Oh, yes.
That's a legend indeed. So, Dr. Cynthia Ward, Tell us a little bit about how you have served this institution over the years in your various capacities.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here, and I'm honored. And let me get right down to it. I went to school here. I'm an alumnus, of course, and I came back here in I joined the university, which was CUC then, in 1972, and I served in what we called the business office, what is now called finance, as a secretary, as a cashier. I worked under Mrs. Rosalind Mark and Mr. Charles Com and all the other business managers that passed through there. And I served here for a while. Then I was encouraged to go away and study, and I went to Andrews University. And I was there for 3 years, and I came back in 1981, and I've been teaching since then.
Wonderful. Now, have you just taught at the university, Dr. Cynthia Ward? Where else have you participated and contributed to this institution?
Okay, let me check my paper. Well, I served as a church clerk, church treasurer, I should say church treasurer, an assistant church clerk. I have served as one of the pianists and as a church organist, as a Sabbath school teacher in the primary division. I was more just teaching throughout the times in the kindergarten and primary division. And what else should I tell you?
Well, there are so many, Dr. Ward, apparently.
so many.
I mean,
Yes.
we don't want to list all today, but you have certainly been one of those exemplars who have really contributed to the University of the Southern Caribbean and Caribbean Union College over the years.
And of course, I was a member of the church board. I served on several of the pastors.
All right. All right.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Now, for someone who has been on the campus for this length of time, you have stories galore, Dr. Ward. Tell us a story or two that you recall fondly at this institution.
Perhaps I should say a little bit more about teaching at USC. I didn't say enough, I guess. I was a coordinator of the business education program as it was under Andrews University. I was an academic advisor as well. And my bosses were Miss Lucy Maycomb, Dr. Headley, Dr. Hadley, and then Mrs. Andrews, Dr. Evelyn Tucker, Hollis James, Noel Francis. I worked on all of them. And you want to hear the stories now?
Yes,
Tell me
give
which
us
one.
a story that you remember from any time of serving here at the institution.
Well, one of the questions that was asked is that you wanted to know some of the memories. So let me mention first in terms of school. Of course, my teacher was Mrs. Com. She taught me everything except the general ed classes. But one of the classes stands out in my memory with her is that accounting and secretarial students at the conducted end had to do something called a partnership set. That means you went through the whole accounting process, and we did it. It took a whole day, and we got together in groups and we had to do it. And if you didn't do it, you didn't pass. But Mrs. Com made it very interesting and very motivational in that she said, after you all finish this test, we're going to have a big dinner. And those of you who were in school at that time and after know about it, she would get with the people in the cafeteria and she would direct their cooking. And most of you know about Mrs. Com's prowess in the kitchen. And she would direct them. It wasn't the rice and red beans and say, oh, no, 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 no. We had a spread. She would cook a fantastic meal so that when he went through all the headaches of doing the income statement, the trial balance, and everything else, at the end of the day, we went into the cafeteria, and it was a banquet. We didn't just pass around the deck. It was buffet style, and we ate all these delicious things that Mrs. Com had engineered. And we look forward to that, and we ate to our stomach's content.
All right.
I remember that.
Wow.
Right.
You know what it is to go to college and your teacher is teaching you in class, and then your teacher goes to provide dinner for you at the same time after class. Where does that happen? Where does that happen?
Telling you.
And now she's back and forth. She's in the cafeteria directing what we cooking and how what they're cooking, what we eating, and how they're doing it and how they're setting it up, because it wasn't just slap bang. You know, it was an array. But then she would come back to the classroom to find out how we're doing, to see if we're having problems and that sort of thing.
Very nice. Caring teachers we have had over the years at the University of the Southern Caribbean. Ms. Ward, thank you so much for sharing that with us. We certainly appreciate that. And I know you have a lot of stories.
Just one other one before I talk about the money part. One of the
I love that.
One of the things that we looked forward to, every year the school would have a school picnic. Everybody would go out. And we went to two places. We either went to Skinner's Park in San Fernando, and I know many of you will know what I'm talking about, or we went to Mahaikal Oval in Point Fortin. And at that time, which was years ago, we had a train, so we took the train. We took the train in Cuba and went all the way south. Now, what was interesting about that is that, you know, you had the freedom, you with your friends, those who had boyfriends and girlfriends, they're sitting together. But there was a section in which the train went through a tunnel. I think it's called Nolly's Tunnel now. Now, you didn't have a lot of time going through there, maybe 5-6 minutes. But the train was in total darkness. And of course, those who were boyfriends and girlfriends took advantage of the opportunity to kiss, hold hands, whatever. But they had to time it, because all of a sudden you would come out of the darkness and you would be in the light. So you had to disentangle yourself. But that was beautiful. And of course, when we got there would be games and food and things like that.
Kissing on the train.
Kissing on the train.
Kissing on the train. I wonder if we'll have kissing on the bus. But this is the Get on the Bus fundraising campaign. Ms. Ward, what would you like to tell our viewers about contributing to USC now, presently, and in the future?
Okay. Now, as I was just telling Ms. Legal, I know there are projects that the school wants you to contribute to. My passion and my concern is for students and how many of them find it difficult to meet their financial commitments. So I would like to suggest that among all these projects that we have, that we remember the students, and I know you do, and know many of them are contributing and give scholarships all the time, but sometimes I think we need more. And I am thinking that we could consider, alumni could consider giving people from their own home fields, whether it's Antigua, Guyana, St. Lucia, or they might want to give to people in the field that they studied, whether it's business, history, medicine, psychology, if they could give towards that in particular sections. And then instead of just a scholarship, maybe a year scholarship, maybe it could be a little more prolonged, maybe 3-year or 4-year scholarship, because these students can get a scholarship and then find themselves in trouble. And then also, I was thinking that, let me see what your other one was. Trinidad students get GATE, but foreigners don't. And many of them have problems meeting those commitments. And even among the Trinidadians, we can have people, although they get in GATE, still have problems coming up with the registration fee. So I am thinking that if we think of the foreigners, we think of the Trinidadians, and we see how we can help these students to go to school, because it's pathetic. Those of us who live here and work for our little trainee salaries, we try to see what we can do, but it's not very easy on our salaries.
All
That's
right.
what I would like.
All
Well,
right.
we thank Dr. Ward for that appeal.
Yes.
We are very grateful for that, because she gave a lot of interesting ideas as to how you could categorize giving. Not just giving funds, but you can give specifically, either to your countrymates, either to a particular program on the campus, etc. Thank you, Dr. Ward, for that appeal. We certainly appreciate you here with us. And we want to end off this segment by telling people the website again. Can you tell us how they can go ahead and give?
Yes, persons online. Again, we like to encourage you to visit our website, www.usc.edu.tt/getonthebus. Now, on that website, you have the many different ways in which you can give to the initiative. You can use Cash App, wire transfer, credit card, checks. You can make a pledge. You can do online bank deposit. Now, further down on the website, you'll have all the fine details as to how you'll go about doing all of this. But again, www.edu. Sorry, I'm going ahead of myself there. www.usc.edu.tt/getonthebus.
Can I just say two more things? Now, we have two other programs that are not covered by GATE. One is dietetics, and one is music. And I have a soft heart for music because I've sung with the choir for years. So I have a passion for those areas, dietetics and music. Last thing, when the bus was going, the train was going through the tunnel, I was not one of those that was kissing or holding hands.
All right. All right. I was about to
Just want to clear the air.
I was about to ask that.
We want to clear the air. We want to clear the air. Okay, Dr. Ward wasn't kissing anybody in Nully's tunnel.
Well, at least nobody saw. So at least nobody saw. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Ward. It was a pleasure having you here, and I'm sure that you yourself will be on that bus. We're ensuring that every one of us get on that bus. Thank you so much, Dr. Ward.
Oh, great. And we're standing by now for WhatsApp groups who have formed their groups, and the classes of the classes of the 70s and the 80s. They're standing by online, and they're going to share with us. And the representatives are on. We got information that are on and standing by. We look forward to hearing from them. And now we're going to go on to our live feed via Zoom to hear from our representatives from the 70s and the 80s. They are going to share some nostalgic moments. I wonder if they were going through Nully's tunnel too, and they were going down on the picnics. They might skip out that one, because those who were kissing would not mention about the kissing. We realize they're holding back that information live for us this evening, but they're going to share any nostalgic moments they have, and they're going to express their commitment to Gotby 2023. Remember, 200 seats by the end of this year is what we're aiming for, so get on the bus, pledge, and contribute. We thank you in advance. Standing by now for bulls from the 1970s and 1980s.
Steve, Terry Benjamin, and Cedric is standing by. I'll leave the memories for Sherry. So for Cedric to share. Our group started about 9 weeks ago. That's the 70s and the 80s. And among the things that we talked about was how we form a centennial endowment fund for our group. And Cedric came up with this suggestion that if we could contribute $1 per day, we should be able to raise some money. But when we calculated that number, averaging 300 persons giving $1 a day, we only came up with $378,000 to the end of 6/30/2027. So what we decided to do was to try to have our members, at least 300 people, giving $3 per day, because we were looking at how we could raise $1 million at least. And that number, averaging $3 a day for 300 people, would allow us to raise $1.1 million by 6/30/2027. And we thought that that was a floor that we wanted to reach, because it was a good number. But then we started thinking in aspirational terms. Because if we can leave that $3 per day average in place, this is what we talked among ourselves, and we can get 1,500 alums to contribute $3 per day, it'll end us with $5,670,000 by 6/30/2027. That's being aspirational. And we're thinking that if we were to do that aggressively and effectively, we sure would be able to do that. So for our group, that's where our head is. If we can do the floor and then get aspirational to get 1,500 alums giving at least averaging, because there's some people who are insulted when we talk to them about $3 per day, and there are others who are going to give so much more. But if we were to look at that aspirational number of 1,500 alums at $3 per day, we're looking at 5,670,000 US by 2027, which translates to being about 39 million TT dollars. And we're excited about that because we're thinking that if that's part of the legacy that we can leave with our institution, we'd surely want to be able to do that. So for those people in the 90s, 70s, and the 80s, I think that's a great thing. I know the other cohort groups in the 90s and the 2000s, they're probably going to be doing some of the same. And we're hoping that if we make this a friendly competition among the different cohorts, we'll see which cohort 10-year group. For us, it's 1970s and the 80s because we had less graduates than the guys who came later on. But which cohort groups could get to the highest number? It's going to be a celebration just for a minute, bragging rights. But the university is going to benefit in the long run where every one of us could celebrate in 2027 if we can get to that 100 million number that Mr. Hunter talked about. Because I'm thinking in my head that if we can get 4,000 alums to give $3 per day, that's your $100 million. 4,000 alums, $3 per day until 2027. That's your $100 million. And I hope that we can all put our efforts together to make this happen. And I'm excited to do that. I'm going to be buying my couple of tickets and pledging to do that today. But the rest of it is for us to work together to get to that 100 million number. And I'm excited for the 1970s, 1980s group and we're going to work together to make that happen. So thank you very much for having us here. And I know Cedric has some fond memories that he'd like to share with us. Cedric, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to be here. You know, the buses cannot run empty. We have to get potential passengers to be on the bus. And that's where the initiative came from. We decided that we need to get in touch with all the alumni from the different cohorts. Ours is the 70s and the 80s. We have on registration about 300 plus. We are not only, we came together because we wanted to reminisce. As Len said, CUC is where it all began. We owe our existence in terms of academic and business and financial existence from our alma mater, Caribbean Union College. I got there in 1975, graduated in 1979, was one of the USB presidents. So I decided that we were going to get our fellow alumni together and create a cohort. We did the 70s and 80s, and that was good. In a matter of weeks, we were able to connect with 300 plus. And so we have not only gotten together for nostalgia and for reminiscing, we are meeting together. We had three virtual meetings already. Our first virtual meeting was when we honored our passing, those of our classmates, fellow alumni who went to sleep. That we had about 85 of them that we honored. And then we had a prayer vigil for those who are sick. You know, the 70 and the 80 cohort, we're up in age. And so we have some of those issues that we have to deal with. In a couple of days, on the 17th of December, we will be honoring the professors or teachers, those that assisted us while we were there on campus. Like Terry said, we are very vigilant. We will meet, we are doing things as a group. So we will come together, we will discuss all our ideas in terms of funding the projects, getting on the bus. I am sure we will make a significant contribution. Like Terry said, you can count on us. We do have a competitive spirit. We do put the pedal to the metal when it comes to finances. We are at the time when we have to leave legacies. Those of us like my good friend Terry, who will probably leave $1 million for you guys, because you need to know he's into real estate. And there are those of us who are doing not so bad. God has blessed us. So we will support this initiative. Our cohort, I can guarantee you that we will step up. We will probably buy the bus instead of getting on the bus. Thank you so much.
What an excitement.
Yes, I find the 70s and the 80s classes, these guys are talking some exciting numbers. And you know what I really appreciated about what they shared?
So we cannot hear you guys. You're muted, host.
So are we on live? I think we're on live. So we're thank you so much. We appreciate it so much what those gentlemen shared. You know,
Wait,
it's exciting.
let me do it again. What an excitement.
Yes, I find the classes of the 70s and 80s are really kicking it. That's young people talk. They're really kicking it across there. We thank you so very much. We thank you for what you've been sharing and about what you want to raise. But you know what I really appreciated about what you shared is that you took time to honor those who are passed on.
Yes.
They took time to honor very key people as a part of the grouping.
Yes.
And they're planning to honor those like faculty and other persons within the particular groups. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's so nice to honor people and to say thank you. Those who have contributed, those who have passed on, they had a prayer vigil for those who may be having some side of concerns, and we want to tell you thank you so much.
Mr. Legal, all of those things are exciting, but that is not my ultimate excitement. You know, I've heard something like 39 million TT dollars by 2027, but that is not the cream. The cream, I just heard that the class of 1970s and 80s, they want to buy the bus.
Well, there are many buses, so they
But
might
do we
buy
have a cost for buying the bus? I mean, we have been saying get on the bus, but is there a cost for actually buying the bus?
Well, we have several buses, and there are 50 seats per bus. So we will come back with the 1970s and 80s group, and we'll talk with them. But we want to encourage them to go onto the website. Tell them again, because the pledges that we're hearing, we want to record the pledges. So if you can, gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing and for what you're doing and the initiatives that you're going to continue doing for your alma mater. We certainly appreciate it here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. Thank you, thank you, thank you for yourselves and the team that you're working with. We certainly appreciate you. And if you can, when you get a chance, give us the website again one more time.
Again, www.usc.edu.tt/get on the bus. So we're encouraging all of you to please make your
pledges and donations via the link. Now, if you go on there, you're actually on live right now. So if you go onto the website, one more time, Drayson.
www.usc.edu.tt/get on the bus.
Yes. So even if you're on Zoom right now, just take your phone, if you're another device that you have, and just check to see what you look like. You may want to see yourself live. How did it go? Gentlemen, thank you so much. We certainly appreciate you very much for your commitment to your alma mater and what you're doing to rally persons to be passengers on the bus, to contribute to USC. We certainly appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for what you've been doing. And it's certainly going down in the annals of history that you contributed to keeping your institution going forward. I think there's a special precious honor from heaven when you give.
Yes, it is.
Special honor when you give back to the Lord and the Lord's work. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We appreciate it.
Okay, right now we have upcoming a very good man. What did I say, Madam Legal? A very good man.
Yes.
He is indeed the president of the Caribbean Union, and he's the chairman of the board of trustees. We have with us Pastor, the Honorable Dr. Kern Tobias. We'll now turn over to him at this time.
I greet you all in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. I thank God in his wisdom. He provided buses as life hope centers, buses to transport the goodies that God has provided. And every wise person is getting on the bus. Well, this afternoon I greet you on behalf of the Board of Trustees. We just completed our board a couple weeks ago, and I'm so happy that the board is committing itself to supporting this wonderful initiative of getting on the bus. Yes, the board members are saying, we want to be the first on the bus. We want to be the first participants on this. And so I know that the board members, wherever they are throughout the Caribbean Union territory, they are already committing ourselves. We are already committing ourselves. And I want to let you know that as the chairman of the board, I am already on the bus. More than that, I represent the Caribbean Union Conference territory. And in a short while, the treasurer will be speaking to the entire constituency and to the world saying the Caribbean Union Conference is firmly committed to being permanently on this bus. I encourage you, whether you are an alumni, a part of the alumni, or whether you are just a friend, you are parents, you are children of alumni, I encourage you, let's do this for USC, because in the next couple of years, USC will be celebrating 100 years in existence as a light to the Caribbean. And so this evening, I just want to say that we owe this to our alma mater. We owe this to USC. USC has given so much to us as young people and senior people throughout the Caribbean territory. We owe this to USC, to have USC breathe a new zeal, a new fresh vigor of life as we get ready to celebrate 100 years. So like the eagles, we shall be renewed. I thank God that God has given to us the gift of a wonderful, innovative president in the person of Dr. Colwick Wilson. What a tribute to its legacy that USC has produced this dynamic leader. And God has allowed him to traverse the academic world. And he comes now with his enthusiasm, with his entrepreneurship, with his expertise, his experience. And he is allowing all of us to share in this glorious moment, to be on the bus. Of course, he is the co-driver. Jesus is the driver. I am right behind him in the seat that collects all the pledges. And I'm just excited that every bus has 50 passengers, and we want to have at least 200 seats on this bus, 600 US per seat. I am so confident that by the time we come to the end of this initiative, miracles will be wrought, marvels and wonders will be wrought. I congratulate all of you for agreeing to be a part of this tremendous initiative. And may God bless you in your personal life. May God bless you in your professional life. May God bless you in your family life, your spiritual life, so that ultimately the objective of this university to prepare men and women, boys and girls, to be the best that we can be in this world and to be ready for the soon coming of Jesus. This is my wish and my prayer and my desire for every one of us, so that we can really enjoy being at the feet of Jesus. And one of the things we'll do when we are there is to speak of the glorious days we have had at CUC, now USC. God bless you all, and thank you for the tremendous support you will give to Getting on the Bus 2023, 4, 5, 6, and 7, when we celebrate 100 glorious years of our dear USC.
Hey D, how long you waiting here, boy?
Half an hour.
What time
Is the bus coming there? Yeah.
You sure that's the bus?
It looks so.
That must be somebody maxing. Hi, good day.
Hi, good morning. How can I help you today?
I'd like to get on the bus.
Yes,
this month?
Not this one, but we'll be sure to inform you on our next one.
All right, well then I'll just take one.
Yes.
Take
Thank
one out of
you.
free ticket, right?
Not a
It's
problem.
hard, you know.
Next, please. Hi, good morning. Yes, you can. Thank you.
Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. Diverse University in Trinbago, founded 90 plus years ago. If you came here from the Caribbean, you were transformed to a solution. The Linda Austin and Cedar Hall you stayed, while mainly gluten for lunch was made. You were Groom Shop Cafe or the Press, and under Gilbert you got no rest. Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. The battle came from the UC, handed over to USC. Enrollment grew exponentially, more directors, staff and faculty, growing pains and opportunity, expanding labs, finance, technology. The story must continue with you and I. We're saying thanks to all alumni. Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. Get on the bus, see what's going on. Get on the bus, help us to move on. Don't hesitate to secure your seat. 600 US will be real sweet. Dig in your bank account or checkbook. Under your mattress, please take a look. If you can't make it, don't make a fuss. Team up with a friend and get on this bus. Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. We're still on the road, so please understand. You and USC working hand in hand. Get your ticket, what you waiting for? More opportunities are in store. 3.4 million is the plan. To reach this goal, let's work hand in hand. We're making it through blood, sweat and tears. We're aiming for the 100 years. Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. Get on the bus, join the USC. Make it an ongoing legacy. Structural pillars for, if you please, spiritual nurture, moral integrity, intellectual curiosity, of course cultural diversity. A strong vision for tomorrow. So get on the bus and come, let we go. Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. If we throw back to yesteryear, it's amazing God's brought us here. All contributors, please take a bow. Because of you, we're confident now. Dr. Wilson is at the wheel. Come on, listen to his appeal. Give off your best, as the good book say. Click on the link and give right away. Get on the bus, we are waiting. It is a must. No hesitating. In God we trust. Start donating. Take one day driver. Get on the bus, we are waiting. It is a must. Start donating. In God we trust.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just heard from the president of the Caribbean Union Conference, Dr. Tobias himself, and also the president of the Board of Trustees of the University of the Southern Caribbean. Well, if that wasn't enough, Mr. Brown, we have on set this evening, virtually, we have on set Pastor Bertie Henry, who is the treasurer of the Caribbean Union of SDA. Now, when you bring out the treasurer, you know you're talking money. When you bring out the treasurer, Dr. Kern Tobias expresses ongoing commitment to the university, and he did say something about, when the money comes in, he's aware and he's right behind, monitoring what's happening. But when you hear the treasurer comes out, then things are about to happen.
To the president, it's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
So I believe Pastor Bertie Henry is here to express some commitment financially now. A little bit more hardcore.
I'm excited,
Yes, yes.
Because
yes.
earlier we heard persons who want to buy the bus.
Well, by one of the buses.
Mm-hmm.
There are several buses, 50-seater bus. Now, who knows? The president of the Caribbean Union might want to say similar news as well. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? We just want to remind you, before Pastor Henry takes the stage virtually, we want to remind you how to give. Can you remind the folks how to give?
Yes, definitely. First and foremost, we have the website. We're encouraging you to get onto the website, www.usc.edu.tt /get on the bus. And there's so many ways in which you can give. You have Cash App, wire transfer, credit card, checks. You can make a pledge, and you can also do online bank deposit. And I know what is coming up now. We'll get some good giving.
Good giving.
Good giving.
Pastor Bertie Henry is on the board of the
I'm
University
telling
of the
you.
Southern Caribbean. He's on the
Pressure.
board. So we want to hear exciting is Pastor Bertie Henry. Thank you for being here this evening.
Yes.
And we certainly now turn it over to you.
Yes.
I heard my president, and he has had always unwavering commitment to USC. Personally, as a board chair, he's always been there, and every initiative for this university he has supported wholeheartedly. And that makes my job easy, because USC brings so much excitement, so much fun memories. And when I listened to Terry Benjamin a while ago and Cedric, man, you guys were saying excitement, but I was super excited about their acquisition of the bus. But we have a whole fleet, so I know we'll work with them. And you know what? I am also part of the cohorts of the 80s. And so we have also been making great plans as part of the bigger group, which Terry spoke about. Terry's a great friend, a great supporter, and I just love his kind of drive and support for any project. This evening, I know that, and I can pledge and tell you that the Board of Trustees, the Caribbean Union, not only Dr. Current Tobias, but Pastor Johnson Frederick is totally committed to what is happening at USC. And you know, as I listen to the cohorts and their chats, man, those chats have been so busy. Unfortunately, I don't have a buzzer on my phone in the night season, or else it'd be waking me up all night. But if I have my phone, when a message comes through, it lights up. And you know, when I'm exercising or so and I have my phone, I don't have to touch the phone to see what is happening, because it's lighting up every minute, and I'm seeing the time all the while, because the chat is busy. And I'm happy that the busyness of this chat is all about USC and what is going to be happening by 2027. Now, I have heard in many of the chat groups that they are planning to be on campus for 27. Wow, large chunks, large groups are planning to converge on the campus 2027. And you know what? It would only be a lot more exciting for them as they get to USC, as they get on the bus now and they arrive at USC, just to think about it and know that they have contributed to what they would see. Because we want to transform campus by 2027. I've listened to the plans, and I know that what my good friend Terry Benjamin has outlined as a very simplistic way and optimistic, and it's very good as we stretch our minds, and it's very realistic. Once we achieve that, we know that in 2027, we can be seeing the goals we have set realized, and that would make it a transformed campus. Well, Caribbean Union wants to see this move on, the bus moving in a pace, and many passengers getting on board. This evening, As I spoke with your president, Dr. Cowick Wilson, who really, I don't know, he has Energizer working with, he's working with the Energizer Bunny because he's just going and going and going. We would want to go ahead and over the next 15 minutes, maybe, all the pledges that come in for the next 15 minutes, the Caribbean Union will be matching those pledges. So whatever pledge, Jason, Sherry, whatever pledges that are made during the next 15 minutes, the Caribbean Union, you tell us what's the total, and we will want to match that. And we'll give it a time by which you will realize the actual collection of that. And once you communicate that to us, then we will be obligated to deliver. And so we are here on the bus. Full support from the Caribbean Union. All our directors, they are alumni of CUC, USC, and they're all super excited. Many of our staff, even last year, one of our staff graduated here. So many of our staff members are also alumni of USC. So you have full support from the Caribbean Union, and we know that this will go on into the unknown future because Caribbean Union College, University of Southern Caribbean, it is our university. And wherever part of the world you go, we want all our alumni, when they visit before or during 2027, they must always be proud that this is their alma mater. This is a school that birthed their great journey and all that they've accomplished. So God bless you. Caribbean Union is here giving full support to the great plans to transform the campus and to make USC a world-renowned institution. Any part of the world you go, you must hear of this institution. God bless you richly.
All right, we're gonna just take one. Take
Thank
one out
you.
of free ticket, right?
Not a
It's
problem.
hard, you know.
Next, please. Hi, good morning. Yes, you can. Thank you.
Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust.
Diverse University in Trinbago, founded 90 plus years ago. If you came here from the Caribbean, you were transformed to a solution. The Linda Austin and Cedar Hall you stayed, while mainly gluten for lunch was made. You were Groom Shop Cafe or the Press, and under Gilbert you got no rest.
Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust.
The baton came from the CUC, handed over to USC. Enrollment grew exponentially, more directors, staff, and faculty. Growing pains and opportunity, expanding labs, finance, technology. The story must continue with you and I. We're saying thanks to all alumni.
Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust.
Get on the bus, see what's going on. Get on the bus, help us to move on. Don't hesitate to secure your seat. 600 US will be real sweet. Dig in your bank account or checkbook. Under your mattress, please take a look. If you can't make it, don't make a fuss. Team up with a friend and get on this bus.
Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust.
We're still on the road, so please understand. You and USC working hand in hand. Get your ticket, what you waiting for? More opportunities are in store. 3.4 million is the plan. To reach this goal, let's work hand in hand. We're making it through blood, sweat, and tears. We're aiming for the 100 years.
Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust.
Get on the bus, join the USC. Make it an ongoing legacy. Structural pillars for, if you please, spiritual nurture, moral integrity, intellectual curiosity, of course cultural diversity, a strong vision for tomorrow. So get on the bus and come, let we go. Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. If we throw back to yesteryear, it's amazing God's brought us here. All contributors, please take a bow. Because of you, we're confident now. Dr. Wilson is at the wheel. Come on, listen to his appeal. Give up your best, as the good book say. Click on the link and give right away. Get on the bus, we are waiting. It is a must, no hesitating. In God we trust. Start donating. Take one day driver. Get on the bus, we are waiting. It is a must. Start donating. In God we trust.
So, Madam Legal, indeed, we'd like to thank Pastor Bertie Henry. You know, as I said, every time Bertie Henry shows up, it's good news.
Good news.
It's good news, I'm telling you. And so, what is he actually saying? I'm not sure if persons understood what he said. What was he saying about matching?
Matching, that's the word, matching and transforming the campus. I was listening to him very closely when he was speaking. Matching it. So he said, listen, 15 minutes is a window of time. If you go on now and make your pledge, right now, we have 15 minutes, a window of time. Just go on and make a pledge. Make a pledge. Tell that you want to pledge 1 seat, 2 seats, 3 seats. And if you can honor those before the end of this year, you honor your pledge, the Caribbean Union is going to match the pledge.
Wow.
So take some time now. Tell them where they can go and make a pledge.
Okay, people, this is exciting. This is exciting. We have only 40 minutes now. Go to www.usc.edu.tt/get on the bus. If you go to the bottom of the page of that site, you will see that green icon that says make your pledge. You just click that and it's very simple. It's very simple. Again, before I go to the simplicity, again, www.usc.edu.tt/get on the bus. Go to the bottom of the page, click on make a pledge. When you click on that, Madam Legal, this is so simple. You will see here your name, you write your name, of course, first and last name. You put your email, your telephone number, and right there you have the pledge amount, the country, and then you just click submit. As easy as that. So we're encouraging everybody in the next 13 minutes now, because we're down to about 30 minutes. You know, we want to ensure that Caribbean Union gets the opportunity to match the big amount.
And Caribbean Union has money.
And they have the money.
Ladies and gentlemen, get on now. Tell them again how they can go on.
Again, let's go again, people. www.usc.edu.tt/get on the bus.
Make your pledge.
And make your pledge.
Now,
make your pledge.
If you said your pledge, just go on and make it. Just go on. No, tell them again. Tell them again.
Wait, before I tell you again, those persons who are listening to me, if you have a grandmother who is probably sleeping, grandfather who is sleeping, somebody who is just getting home, get them involved quickly. We have 12 minutes left so that the Caribbean Union can match the excitement this evening. Let's go slow this time. www.usc.edu.tt/get on the bus. Go to the bottom of the page. You will see make your pledge. You make your pledge there. And it's easy. As soon as you click that, you will see your name. You add your name, your email address, telephone number, and the pledge will be there and your country. And then you click submit.
Excellent indeed.
Excellent.
So
Madam Legal, what do you
to
think
make
is
the
happening?
Caribbean Union spend money. But guess what? the president whispered there are other people who are matching pledges.
Yes,
too.
yes.
It's getting warm.
Definitely,
It's getting warm. up in
It's
here.
getting warm. It's
Ladies and
getting warm
gentlemen,
here.
you know, sometimes people had a conversation with you, and when they had a conversation with you, they told you they want to pledge. That's okay. You could go ahead and just let them know, call them up, message them, and say, "Are you ready to put your pledge on?" They're gonna match your pledge. Just come on, make your pledge, make your pledge, make your pledge. We're gonna come back and remind them in a few minutes. But for now, we're very, very happy and glad that indeed we have persons. Now, standing by, we have Dr. Samuel Day and family. They are standing by, and they want to share a little bit about their commitment to USC. So we want to hear from Dr. Samuel Day and his family. What is their commitment to USC to encourage them? In the meantime, go online, www.usc.edu.tt / and make your pledge. Make your pledge.
Make your
Get
pledge.
Your friends and alumni to make their pledge. Dr. Samuel Day is standing by, and we're happy for them. Now, while they're doing that, we are glad that there are other persons who, again, are willing to match pledges. Now, we do want to say that we want you to commit to actually honoring the pledge by the end of 2023. We just have a few more days in 2023. And if you can make that pledge a reality and convert it into a donation by the end of the year, those funds will be matched. So remember, don't just say you're going to make a pledge. We want you to actually go online and do the pledge. Very simple, very, very simple opportunity to do that. So we have persons standing by. So it was really interesting to know that we are getting information coming in, and we will continue to update you as we go along. For this year's campaign, we want to actually have 200 seats filled.
Yes.
200 seats filled for this particular year, 2023. And next year, we'll have another goal of seats as well. So get on the bus, make sure you have your seat and multiple seats on the bus. And those who are willing to be on the bus as well, get them also to pledge to be on the bus as well. So this is a Get on the Bus campaign. 2023. And what year did we start?
2021.
2021. And we are continuing until what year, Trayson?
2027.
When USC will be how old?
100 years. I should have said that in French.
How do you say
I
it in French?
Well, I have to ask the wife later. I have to learn a little French.
That's why.
But it will come eventually.
It will come
But it's 100 years in English.
100 years in English.
Yes.
And when Pastor Bertie Henry was speaking, he talked about seeing the campus transform over these number of years. And he said that they want to look forward to a grand celebration. You think USC can hold all of those people in 2027?
I think so. If we have buses that can hold everybody, we will get the space to hold everybody as well.
Excellent.
So
indeed.
everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome.
2027 is the year. We want you to plan for it. So we have some of our alumni online. Thank you for your patience via Zoom. They're coming online to share their experiences. We're very much appreciative of that. And so now we're going to hear from Dr. Samuel Day. Thank you, Dr. Day, so much for your continued commitment to the University of the Southern Caribbean. We appreciate you and your family, and we look forward to hearing from you at this time.
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm Dr. Day, and I'd like to thank Dr. Wilson and the whole staff there at USC for giving my family and I the opportunity to be a part of this wonderful event that you're holding today. We have been involved with education for quite some time. My siblings and I consider ourselves lucky because we were born to parents who were teachers, and they emphasized early on the value of education. One of my father's favorite sayings was, "Nobody can take an education away from you." And he and my mom saw to it that we all obtained good educations. Now, my dad and mom's commitment to education was manifested in more ways than one. And one of those I remember distinctly when I was a child at Carmel SDA Church in Guyana, was that he used to sponsor students to go to CUC. At the time, I didn't understand the importance of that sponsorship. But I know down through the years, their commitment to sponsoring CUC students continued, and ultimately led to them starting a program with a conference in Guyana to sponsor students to go to CUC. My dad passed away several years ago, and the commitment with the conference ended. But a couple of years ago, God brought Dr. Wilson to us, and through him, we were able to put together a program to provide scholarships for students from Guyana to attend CUC, to attend Southern Caribbean University, sorry. And I know in this past year, we contributed $20,000 US dollars, which was used to sponsor several Guyanese students with scholarships through the academic year. And I know they all did well. So we are going to continue that commitment. We're happy with the to see that the Get on the Bus campaign is continuing. We attended last year. We're glad to see that it's continuing, and we're happy to continue to continue our contribution to this wonderful campaign. I spoke to Dr. Wilson yesterday, and he asked me if I'd ever been to Trinidad. I said no, but he said you need to come sometime and visit our campus. He says our campus is very small. But I said, you know, there's an old saying that big oak from little acorns grow. And as I was talking to my siblings and my mom last night, I told my mom I'd spoken to him, and she was very excited because she really has a ongoing commitment to education. And as I was thinking about it, I thought of another Guyanese saying, which is one dutty build dam. You know, everybody brings a little bit here, a little bit there. You put it all together. Before you know it, you've got a huge dam. So as I'm sitting here and listening this afternoon and hearing about all the commitments that are being made to contribute to USC, I'm comforted and encouraged that all those little pieces of dutty are going to build a huge dam, and that USC will be very successful going forward in the future. Again, my siblings and I and my mom want to thank you for allowing us to participate, and we want to renew our commitment to buying seats on the bus. The bus is very important, and we want to be passengers, we want to participate, we want to support Dr. Wilson and the efforts that he's making and the staff are making there at USC to build that huge dam. Thank you.
Well, we have the jury and Leslie here, and they're about to announce their donations. And then Delise and I will follow.
Well, we are so glad to be a part of this great opportunity to give back to our alma mater. And Leslie and I decided that we would give a total of $20,000 US dollars, or 20 seats. 20 seats, sorry, 20 seats over the next 4 years.
And Delise?
Well, thank you so. I have to. I am enthusiastic, exceeding, abundant, and super excited and happy to with God and my husband on this strategic of God get on the bus. And this year, get on the bus 23. I must, as a family, we are behind. We are so in that not only sorry, not there with I am at the Orlando Tax conference, but our two daughters are there with dad, with Colwick, because we're committed. We want USC, and I was of USC, but I am a friend behind Colwick, the president, my husband, Chidi and Lee. Well, I'm gonna let tell you how much we are, but thank you so much for this opportunity now. I know God will his efforts. And if I may, as a nurse, I would plead that all of our should go to the nursing department. But we have to have equal opportunity for all the programs, the strategic vision. So I would the decision and how our company with Colwick, the president, my husband. Thank you.
And we are pledging 20 seats also, just like Jury and Leslie.
Ladies and gentlemen, excitement, excitement in the house. You know, we have to shout out those persons who are looking online. You know, we have persons viewing on our YouTube channel. We just heard the pledges coming in, how many seats have been pledged. And that is in response to Pastor Bertie's Henry challenge. Isn't that interesting? He put out a challenge here for those who would have pledged. And again, those who are talking about pledging online, viewing on our YouTube channel, go on to that website. Jason, tell them one more time.
www.usc.edu.tt/getonthebus, and there you can make your pledge. And of course, you know, as Madam Legal just rightly said, the Caribbean Union will match that pledge.
Yes, indeed. They will match the pledge. Now, standing by, we have a few people on Zoom, and we have Camille Mitchell. The lovely Camille Mitchell is standing by, and she's going to share quite a little bit about any nostalgic memory she had at you. I wonder if she passed through the Nolly Tunnel too and was kissing.
I wonder, well, she will let us know.
We heard about that Camille earlier, but the train that used to go by USC. I don't know, maybe it was her time, maybe before, we don't know. But everybody has a story of USC. So, but she's also going to talk about a commitment to USC and how that commitment is going to actually be brought forward. So we thank you for standing by. We look forward to hearing from you shortly. We heard the president's wife as well a while ago, and she as well pledged a commitment. But thank you so much, Camille, for being with us, and we look forward to hearing from you at this time.
I'm hearing a Mitchell. I assume it's me. It's Claudine Mitchell.
Claudine Mitchell.
And I'm
Claudine.
happy to be here. I joined just like a half an hour ago because I had a funeral service for a good friend of mine. But I'm happy to share my experience, or part of my experience, because sharing my whole experience would take quite a lifetime. But I attended CUC from 1985 to 1987. I remember the day after I went, it was my birthday. I had just turned 18. And I cried because my mom had already packed a cake and sent me to CUC. And it was my first time being away from home. And I cried and I cried. But at least I had a cake to share and with my new roommates. And that made the day even, a little better. But I never wanted to go to CUC, but I never regretted going there. It was some of the best years of my life. I enjoyed totally just going to being in the choir, taking part in Fiddle on the Roof, going on the choir tour, going to Balandra, just simple things. Dressing up on a Friday night, doing the hugs, and even the morning worships. Totally enjoyed every aspect of CUC. I have started contributing. Actually, a couple years ago, I haven't been in touch with CUC for quite some time, but since the new president got on board, and now I know that he's the bus driver, I am pledging my total commitment. I have started contributing financially, and I'm working currently with the thrift shop, sending new and used clothes from the US to help raise funds for CUC. I plan to be on the bus before the night is out, and I have already asked the president to make sure I get a seat by the window and close to the front so I can see exactly where we are going and be a part of this journey. So I want to say thanks for affording me the opportunity to share my experience, part of it, and my pledge to CUC, my great old CUC. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Claudine Mitchell. We appreciate you. Thank you for sharing some of the memories you've had here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. But in your time, it was the Caribbean Union College. And many of the persons logging on, they identify with that period that was CUC.
CUC,
Dear old CUC. I heard Claudine mention it when she spoke. She said, dear old CUC. Indeed. And
we
of
have
course,
to get it right.
That has a lot of nostalgia for a lot of persons, because when they would have attended this institution, it would have been called CUC. And indeed, that was a very indelible part of our history of our institution. Thank you so much, Claudine, for sharing. Thank you for your commitment to this institution. And thank you for sharing what it meant to you and your experience over the years. We certainly appreciate it. Now, as she was speaking, we got good news. The Caribbean Union is matching pledges.
Good
Ladies
news.
and gentlemen, just make that pledge, whatever you can. We appreciate it. If you have said it, take your device, go on your device at this moment, and you just go to www.usc.edu.tt/get on the bus, and then scroll down and just make your pledge. And the Caribbean Union is committing to matching your pledges. Thank you so much for making the pledge. So if you have your device with you, you just have to type in those typing the URL, and when you type it in, definitely you can just go ahead and make your pledge, just enter it, and we will definitely record it, and the CARU will match it. So thank you so much for matching, indeed. So ladies and gentlemen, the pledges are coming in. We're very appreciative about that, and we're going to keep updating you as time goes on. Even after today, we will update you as to what's happening, how the pledges are coming in, how your contributions have been helping us to meet our goal. 200 seats. 200 seats for Got Me 2023. Get on the bus. 200 seats. And the seats are coming in. People are pledging. Thank you so much for your pledges, for your commitment to the university, your commitment to your alma mater. Your alma mater would have been CUC, of course, if you went in that particular period of time, and your commitment to CUC, now USC. Thank you so much for your commitment. And we will stand by and we'll keep counting those pledges as we go along. So we are very much appreciative of that, as you are making your pledges and you're contributing in various ways to the university. And so we are happy to know as well that standing by on Zoom is Mrs. Barbara Jean Brown.
Yes.
And Mrs. Barbara Jean Brown has been standing by to share a bit, and she has already made a pledge. She has made her pledge.
Of course, she's always on time.
She is always committed to the institution. Thank you so much, Mrs. Barbara Jean Brown. We appreciate you. And we now look forward to just hearing a few thoughts from you, a little bit about your memories and what CUC, your alma mater, has meant to you over the years.
Well, I can't. I hope, are you getting an echo?
We're not.
Okay. I have to say, I am not one of those who visited the campus or spent 2 years there. I grew up on campus, like several of the workers' children. I think when we went to Trinidad, I must have been about 4 years old. And We grew up there, went to elementary school, went to high school, I did 2 years of college there. My sisters went on before college to Oakwood, but I stayed and finished at USC. Some of my fond memories go all the way back to elementary school. And we had some really nice teachers, Mrs. Otley, the Thorpes. We had some others too, but there were significant contributions that they made. Also, on campus, we had some exciting things that would happen every year. As students, as children living on campus, it was a buzz of excitement whenever the new students would arrive. So coming up to the time when school would open, it was a buzz of excitement for us. We wanted to see who the new students would be. Of course, we wanted to see all these girls and, especially those coming from away and how fancy they were and all sorts of things. We just had a lot of fun. We would go to the cafeteria and help Mrs. James and Mrs. Roach get ready for their activities. We enjoyed growing up there. We also had many lovely programs. My mom taught on campus too, and one of the things I remember quite interestingly was she taught in the home ec department also, as she also taught later in the business department, secretarial department. And one of the things that they did after these girls sewed their garments, they had to have a fashion show. And that used to be a lot of fun. It was really fun too with the cooking classes, because at the end of the year, they had these international food fairs. And then, of course, there were the banquets that they had every year. And it was always fun for us who were living on campus, because lots of the new students had no idea how these banquets were announced. And the students, if it was the boys' banquet that year, they would go over to the girls' dorm late in the evening and make a whole lot of noise and scare the daylights out of them. Same thing would happen on the other side. Of course, during those times, many people thought the Lord was coming because it was such a hullabaloo. And it was really funny listening to the comments the next morning after these announcements of the various banquets. One of the fun memories I have also is early morning Sabbath mornings. Early Sabbath mornings at USC, when we would have prayer band and go for walks, sometimes go down by the river. We would really enjoy those times. It was quiet. It was not as busy in Maracas as it is today. And it was really quiet, and I would describe it as serene. And then we had Mr. Otley used to play music that was piped on the campus. So about time for church to start, they would play, "Come, come, 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 come to the church in the wildwood." It was really pretty. But that was really nice. Those were way back in those days. Of course, I enjoyed the music on campus. I was quite involved with that for quite a bit of time. And the choir and our tours and our music festivals that we participated in, those were always fun times for us also. One thing I appreciated, and this is the last appreciation thing I'm going to say, is that in our classes, we had students of a wide range in age, a wide age range. And what I appreciated about that was that you didn't have to be worried or embarrassed about coming to USC or CUC in those days because you were older than the students you expected to see in the class. And it was the place to go if you needed a start at whatever time or age that was. And that's one of the things we really I appreciated about going to school there, because I learned later on in life that as a teacher, that all students don't bloom at the same time, but they do bloom. And some of these students have gone on to fill very significant positions in life. And with that in mind, I want to encourage everyone to do their best to support. Some students have a real difficult time making it through college. My mom was one of those. She came to CTC back in those days. And she was a recent Seventh-day Adventist and didn't have much money. And at one point, she had difficulty because she couldn't see well, and somebody helped her by contributing glasses for her. And then someone else helped with some of her tuition. And so it is my privilege to pass it on, because Mama would have loved to know that. And she contributed to these funds from time to time, although we didn't have on the bus at that time, get on the bus. But she contributed also. And we continue to do that in her honor and for those that attend CUC, USC at this time, and who continue to share those struggles to afford their tuition and whatever else. So I want to encourage everyone to give as much as you can. You may not know the students, but the Lord directs the funds to those students who are in need. So do your part. The Lord will fill it in and appropriate it where necessary. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mrs. She has some memories to share. She certainly did, Mrs. Barbara Jean Brown. Thank you so much for sharing, giving us a little opportunity to go back in time with you and show how it used to be back in time as well.
We are not hearing the host.
And so, we're so pleased that she was able to share. She was able to share with the, I'm guessing they'll hear us soon, so we'll route again. And so we're happy that Mrs. Barbara Jean was able to share some memories from the past. We appreciate that. Thank you for taking us back with you. We felt some of the nostalgia as well.
Yes,
back from good old, dear old CUC and what it meant to the experience. Thank you so much for sharing with us your experience, Mrs. Barbara Jean Brown. We thank you so much for that. Thank you for taking us back. And thank you for talking about the commitment to the institution, the commitment to students being able to afford school. She spoke about that when she spoke as well, and we certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much again, so much for your commitment to CUC/USC. And we thank you for making sure that we continue, and you are we mean a lot to us, and we mean a lot to you. We thank you so much for that. Well, persons from the class of the 90s are on. I understand Clarissa, Dale, Cyril, Marshall. We know these people. We know some of these people.
Yes.
And they are standing by to share a little bit about their memories of USC as well as their contribution for going forward. So we want to bring them on now. We want to hear a little bit about their experiences and why they continue to be committed to CUC/USC, their alma mater CUC, and now USC as well. So they're standing by, and we're looking forward to hearing their contribution. But while we say that, we have exciting news,
Exciting news.
Exciting news. Let's tell them what the exciting news is.
It's exciting. No, we have a lot of excitement this evening. One for me is when somebody said they want to buy the whole bus. Now that sticks with me because it means that, I am just bypassing 1 seat, 2 seats, 3 seats, and just take the whole bus. That was exciting. What was also exciting for me is when you heard from the class of the 70s and the 80s who indeed made a commitment of raising about $39 million by the time 2027.
That's correct.
And further to that, we heard the treasurer of the union who said that he will match whatever the pledges that we get tonight. And so that was an excitement for me. And Madam Legal, I know some persons have already gave some pledges.
Listen, they got on board as soon as they heard it, and they got on board. Listen, we want to thank the day. We have reached 207 seats already, plus.
So far.
Plus.
So far.
Plus.
Yes.
And we want to say thank you for those who have contributed, particularly the Day family who contributed en masse. We want to thank the Arthur family. We want to thank the Wilson family. Thank you so very much. It's not too late. Let's keep going. We have moved past 200 and we are moving towards the 300 mark.
Yes.
We want to get the union to match, and they have agreed to do it. So we know representatives of the University of the Southern Caribbean are going to contribute very quickly to Pastor Bertie Henry so he can match all these pledges. So we're very, very pleased that the pledges have come in and persons have pledged. Thank you so much to the families and the individuals who have been contributing to the pledges, contributing donations to the University of the Southern Caribbean and your alma mater, CUC, dear old CUC. So standing by, we have now the representatives from the 90s, the class of the 90s, and we look forward to hearing from you some of your memories and your commitment to your alma mater.
President of the English Club and secretary of the graduating class of 1996. Living in Trinidad for 3 years, enjoying Miss Ward as my neighbor in the marriage complex, watching my children, Jeremy and Joel, being baptized in the campus pool by Dr. McGarrell and Dr. Sutton, and more than that, have them return to my alma mater, indeed, and become alumni members of the class of 2010. These are memories that I cherish dearly. I want to shout out the cohort of the 90s. So I say welcome to this distinguished, prestigious cohort. We are grateful that you sacrificed the time to be with us today. And we were the last cohort to get on board. When my husband, Dr. Cedric Hines, was inspired to organize the cohort of the 70s and 80s, I took it lightly. But when my children's cohort became excited and mobilized their group, I became very uneasy. And today, by the grace of God, we have the cohort of the 90s. With me today are Mr. Dale Hardy and our dear Pastor Cyril Marshall. While they're waiting to tell us a little about what our group has planned, I want you to know that alumni cohorts serve to bless not only its members, but the institutions which are usually near and dear to the heart of so many of its members. Alumni speakers are provided for graduation and other programs. Professors become available to fill vacancies. Networks are set up to assist prospective graduates in the area of employment, mentorship, and just the mere staying in touch with faculty and staff brings a feeling of connection. However, all, if not most alumni are funding projects, groups for their institutions that they love so much. So while we relish the opportunity to be together in this virtual environment, we have gathered here today with an objective in mind. Joining me, as I said, are these noble gentlemen. So gentlemen, tell this group today, what can they expect from the cohort of the 90s?
Well, thank you, Patsy, Clarissa, and it's good to be on. And Cyril, as we have discussed, this cohort does not only plan to be on the bus, but we plan to stay on the bus. We plan to stimulate continual giving, a pattern of giving within our group. Remember, this group has a mixed bunch. We have people who are settled in life and in their jobs, and some who are now getting there. So we are working with a plan that will work for everyone. Those who can give 100 US per month, those who can give a little less and build up to it. But the main aim is to ensure that this planned giving to our alma mater becomes something that is consistent and constant even after the buses are moving. Cyril, talk to us a little bit more.
Well, thanks very much, Dale, and Patsy, it's good to be here. Now, I have to say this quickly. USC has been very influential in my life, and I've spent a significant portion of my life at USC, 4 years as a student and the last 18 years as a member of faculty. So it's been a very integral portion of my life and continues to be so. And I've invested a lot of me into USC. And I am so excited about the opportunity to participate with my fellow alumni from the 90s. Incidentally, all three of us here, it wasn't planned that way, but all three of us here right now are from the class of 96. But we have great things in mind. Our cohort, as Patsy mentioned, started off kind of slowly, but we are building up some momentum. We have around 150 members right now, but we have a whole lot more graduates from the 90s than 150. And our desire is to motivate at least 500 persons who would have graduated within the 90s to be a part of our alumni contributing group. Our aim is to contribute within this period at least $1 million US dollars, not TT, all right? 1 million of us towards this grand capital campaign. Now, sometimes you call figures, and as Dale mentioned, you have people in different stages in life, right? You have some people who are settled. There are some people who are transitioning in life. You have some people who have young children taken care of and stuff like that. So our group is a very dynamic group in that regard. So it doesn't matter what stage you may be in. We are encouraging everybody to participate because we believe in the saying. Someone mentioned not too long ago, little Dottie does make a dam. In Trinidad, I grew up in the countryside, and we have this saying, one cocoa fill the basket. So whether you can give 100 US, you could give 50 US, you could give 100 TT, as long as we can give consistently over the time, we believe we will not only meet, but we would surpass that 1 million US that we have in mind. We strongly believe that. And we will keep motivating each other. So if you are listening now or you're listening in the future and you're a member of the class from 1990 to 1999, we encourage you to come on board with us. We encourage you to partner with us. We encourage you to get on the bus, right? It is a must. And we're going to be doing greater and greater and greater and greater things for USC, right?
Okay. Just before we go, I just want to let you know that although my husband is from the class of 79, we've just decided that we would make our tangible contribution. We would begin by buying our first seat today. And I think we are planning to have about 30 seats on the bus. So Cyril and Dale, I think that those seats would be part of our contribution as well from the 90s. But whether it's be from the 90s or the 80s or the 70s, I know that we're all going to the same place. And whatever we contribute is for the good of our school. Let me remind you, cohort of 90 as we close, that you don't have to be a Michael Bloomberg like my fellow students are saying, or Bill Gates to donate. All contributions are important. Let us do the best we can so that we can see our alma mater reach the goal that is set before us. The gift that you give first would lead to the second gift, and by you can increase your philanthropy. May Almighty God bless us as we together we sacrifice toward one grand objective. Get on the bus. We can do it. Let's do it.
Yes.
Excellent.
And we will be consistent, we will be persistent.
Excellent. Class of 1990 to 1999.
Okay, Jason, over to you now, sir.
Certainly indeed. But I was really happy to hear Lady Clarissa speak, because when she started off and introduced the segment, she talked about various ways to contribute and ways of which people have contributed.
Yes.
Some of graduation speakers, as she mentioned, come from the alumni, and we have a lot of alumni doing well all over the world. And the president always speaks about over 30,000 alumni of this institution. God has blessed us over the years. Thank you, Lady Clarissa. Thank you so much, Mr. Dale Hardley. Thank you so much, Dr. Cyril Marshall. Your commitment to $1 million
US
dollars over the next number of years, and the ways in which they plan to get it done. You have to thank Dr. Marshall for a quote. He'll always tell you something to remember. One cocoa, he said. Fill the basket. He said he's from the country, and he'll say those kinds of things in the country. And so when he said it, I wrote it down. I was like, never heard that one before. But his commitment was, little by little, they are going to actually achieve the goals. And Lady Clarissa said, today, a seat was going to be purchased today, and she mentioned, just tell them, remind them how they could purchase a seat. You want to tell them quickly?
Of course. Again, we would like to encourage everyone to get onto the website, www.usc.edu.tt/get-on-the-bus. And there are many ways in which you can contribute. We have Cash App, wire transfer, credit card, check. You can make a pledge that will be matched this evening, like right now, I think. Yes. The pledge that can be matched. So while I'm talking, you can still make a pledge to be counted. And the online bank deposit. These are ways in which you can give. On that website, as you go to the bottom of the page, you'll be able to see all the details that will be needed to further give that contribution.
Well, Mr. Dale Hardy said that they don't even plan to be on the bus. They plan to stay
on the bus.
We love that, which means more and more seats will be filled on various buses as we go along. So Pastor Bertie Henry is back.
Yes.
Remember, he issued a challenge, and the challenge was undertaken. Well, Pastor Henry, you started it. Now you're here to end off that segment. You heard the pledges came in. Pastor Henry, what do you want to tell us in response to what you have heard so far?
Yes,
I told
definitely.
you Lady Clarissa just said, she just reported that somebody just committed to buying a seat, right? So we have exciting things happen. Pastor Henry, we're going over to you again to hear you now respond to those. There are over 200 seats already have been pledged on the bus this evening, and more are coming in as we continue talking. Let's see what Pastor Bertie Henry has to say about that.
Definitely.
Mitchell, that is renewed excitement again. And Dale Hardy, oh boy. But Claudine, of course, was in school the time I was there, and there's so much fun times. And I know that there are lots of individuals who have some real cherished memories of the time spent at CUC, USC, and those years were memorable and would never be exchanged for anything else. And so, in addition to that, the Caribbean Union really is looking forward to this as the institution that really serves our region and beyond, and has produced trained so many of our leaders, and made such a huge contribution to our field. Our human resource development is really owing so much to USC. And so we have no difficulty in honoring our word to match the pledges. You'll tell me how many came in during that time, and we want to see how much we can do beyond that. But we are committed. We are committed, full support, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. Just reminds us of where we have been. I have been there, and there's so many things I can talk about in those years I was there as worked with Pharaoh for 1 quarter, 1 quarter, yeah. Ari for 2.5 years, and Men's Club president for 1 year, president of the class of 87, treasurer for the student body. Man, it was just a gigantic time for me while I was at CUC, now USC. It's just great memories streaming down my mind, memory lane, as I think about USC. Just nostalgic moments that I want to cherish for life. But let's hear the count, and we want to honor that and see this bus ride off in a bliss of glory, man. Thank you very much. Continue.
Wonderful. We'd like to thank again Pastor Bertie Henry for that commitment to this initiative, Get on the Bus. And, Madam Legal, one thing I know about Pastor Bertie Henry, he always keeps his word. He always.
Wonderful. A man of his word. Now,
a man of his word. So we have nothing to fear. Pastor Bertie Henry will, of course, come. He will come and ensure that we benefit that he has placed out there the challenge.
Certainly. So we know at least over 30 pledges came in during the time that he said. And so, of course, Pastor Henry, that's the information fed to us. It could be more. We'll wait for the most accurate information. But certainly the university will communicate that to you directly so that you can have that and to be accounted for. And so you can match. And he didn't say match, he said match and surpass. You see, I listen very carefully when people speak. Match and surpass. Thank you very much, Pastor
Thank you so
Henry.
much. Okay, right now we are going to...
mind. That's your heart.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Pastor Bertie Henry.
Jason, let's 10 minutes, see what we can do.
Sure. Pastor Bertie Henry would like to say something further.
Let's run that 10 minutes.
We have to give him the opportunity. It might be much more manna from
You want to
heaven.
extend that in 10 minutes, for 10 minutes?
Oh, you want to extend the pledging for another 10 minutes? Oh, certainly.
Okay.
We're getting to wrap up. So, Pastor Henry, if we'll accept the pledges right to the end of this program, which is going to wrap up very shortly, that would be fantastic.
We give you a 10 minutes extension.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Keep the pledges rolling, people. www.usc.edu.tt /
Get under the bus.
Scroll down and click Make Your Pledge. Make your pledge. Pastor Henry's in a generous mood today. Make your pledge. Make your pledge.
Today.
Make
I'm telling
your
you.
pledge.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. And so persons just give towards the initiative. We are doing well so far, and we like to encourage others to just get on board, get on the bus, and give as much as you can so that this can be matched by Pastor Henry and the Caribbean Union. We are going straight now into the class of 2000 to present. Madam Legal, I think you're in that class. No, maybe. I don't know, but I am in that class.
You are in that class?
Yes, I am in that class. 2000 to present, and we have a representative, the Honorable Casford Francis. And, Casford has a way of moving things as well. He's a shaker and a mover. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to get all those persons, including myself, to remain on the bus. So we're going to turn over at this time to Casford Francis.
Tell us about your memories, Casford, and tell us how your group is committing to assisting USC, your alma mater.
Oh, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. And my time at USC was so interesting because I was from the 2000 to the 2010, where we changed names in 2006. So I was in that transitional period where we moved from small, intimate CUC classes to large, when the gates were open in Trinidad, to the large classes of the USC. And it was so interesting. I was never president of the clubs and those special clubs. I was president of the playing club, the sporting events, the basketball court, the football field, and all those things were where I found myself permanently at. And it was so interesting when we met the church leaders with that intergenerational connection, when we were there, because sometimes you would be playing against someone, table tennis, cricket, or football, and then you'd realize that they were one of the leaders of the church. And you would be careful with them at that point in time. But that passing on of values, that passing on of our beliefs was so important, with that integration with the older gentlemen playing along with us, mixing with us, and passing on the values that we hold dear even at CUC and now at USC. One of my fondest memories was when we were trying to start a football team at the university. And at that point in time, it was very difficult because we had people from all over the Caribbean, and we were trying to set some standards in terms of mixing and having events. And we had to use basketballers and athletes at the team, and the team was getting a lot of licks in the community leagues. And people were laughing and saying, what's going on with USC? But eventually we came around, and now we offer so many different teams and different activities that show that holistic development in our school. So my class of 2000 to 2010, that crew of people, we have our group, and we definitely gonna get on the bus. And we are a little younger than the groups before, so we'll have some of the challenges with this dynamic group of some of us now getting into different gears in life. But we want to pledge our allegiance and pledge that we're going to continue even our turn at the helm and passing on the values that we've learned at USC and even there will CUC to the next generation, so that we can continue the work of sharing this great message we have to the rest of the world. So 2000 to 2010, I want to promise, I want to pledge and say that we're going to work to keep on this bus and keep this bus moving in Jesus' name. Thank you so much.
Wow, we heard the commitment. We heard the commitment from our friend Casford Francis, that he is going to work. As I said, Madam Legal, he's a mover and a shaker.
Yes.
So he's going to work to ensure that the class of 2000 to present remain on the bus.
Yes.
So we have to stay on the bus.
Yes.
We have no option but
No.
to stay on the bus.
That's correct.
Excellent, excellent.
I didn't hear him commit to any particular figure. I didn't hear numerics communicated, but I'm guessing it's coming. It's coming.
I think it will be big. I think it will be big.
As they pool together.
Yes.
The president has talked about pooling together. A lot of times you don't have to commit to just one, but pooling together, you can together form. 10 people could come together, form a seat. 20 people could come together and buy a seat. So it doesn't have to be one person, but many persons can do that as well.
Very good.
Thank you so much for your commitment to your institution and standing by again as we wrap up this evening's campaign for 2023. We heard a lot of things this afternoon. Memories, we can't forget the kissing in the tunnel, but we will leave that one alone for now. But we heard quite a bit of other types of memories here at the university and how people are contributing and have contributed. And we want to say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much for continuing. You may not be on the ground here at the university, but we who are here are certainly appreciative of what you're doing to contribute to your school. And there are those of us who are very passionate about Christian education, transforming lives, and wanting this battle to pass on from generation to generation. So the president is here one more time to wrap up, to let you know, what are you contributing to? When you contribute to the university, where are the funds going, and how are they going to be used, and to keep the momentum going until 2027.
Excellent.
Doc, what do you want to tell the persons? Over 240 seats pledged as a result of this campaign. Thank you for your nostalgia. Thank you for the connections, the friends, the memories that you've had to this institution that allow you to continue to give. Thank you for yielding and responding to the appeals to give. Doc, what do you want to say to those who donated 240 seats and pledged today?
Well, I want to join you, and first of all, I want to say thanks to you and Drayson. I think that you and Drayson continue to demonstrate commitment to USC and to the work that we're doing here. I don't have the energy that Drayson has. I don't have the energy that you have, Sherry. But together, the two of you led us in this journey. Over 240 seats pledged. We had a goal of 200. So we're over by 40, and counting. I think Pastor Bertie's minutes are still available. Is
Yes,
that right?
yes,
Still
definitely.
available.
Still available.
Still available. So
Yes.
those who are out there, I want you to know that you can still pledge. And a number of you have decided that you would also pledge, but maybe you didn't get to do it in the time frame today. We want you to jump online and pledge to this university that we hold so dear. So again, we are thankful to those who gave in the past, gave last year. We are thankful for those of you who pledged today. And I am so excited that you are joining with us in this journey. Here is why. We can't do this without you. We can't do it by ourselves. We are committed here in the Valley, but we need you, every last one of you, to help in this effort of ensuring that we can remain financially sustainable, that we pay attention to our spiritual ethos, the church building. Did we talk about the church building?
Not yet. But I'm happy that you're mentioning.
Yes.
Church building, yes.
Right, we have to complete the church building, enhance our spiritual ethos here on the campus. We are concerned and committed to academic success. We are committed, Sherry, what are the other two?
Well, we have financial sustainability. We can't leave that out at all, Doc.
No, we can't leave that one out.
And operational, one of your favorites.
Operational efficiency. So operational efficiency, financial sustainability, academic success, spiritual ethos, and faculty and staff development.
Correct.
That's where your contribution will go towards. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your encouragement, because we are encouraged this afternoon to keep going beyond excellence. Thank you.
Excellent, lovely. And also, Madam Legal, I would like to publicly say thank you to the President for encouraging, motivating, inspiring his cabinet to also be on the bus. Based on what I've seen, I'm seeing the members of the cabinet on the bus as well. And so when a leader can get those closest to him to join him in such a great initiative, it means that he would have sold the idea and they would have bought it.
And
so
that
thanks
means
again,
he's living
Mr.
the
President.
idea. That means he's leading by example.
He's correct. Lovely.
Leading
Lovely.
by example.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this program this evening. I'm a bit sad because, it's a program that I love so dearly. And I believe that we can go on and on, maybe next week. Madam Sherry Legal, you can cancel your vacation.
But we want to be able to, engage with the alumni. They don't need to just watch us on screen. I mean, they have other things to do.
Yes.
But they just want to engage and hear that the university is doing well and their contributions are contributing to the institution moving forward and being transformed. I think that's what Dr. Wilson really wants. Not to see us talking all the time, but thank you so much for your patience.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So we will just wrap up with a word of prayer.
Yes.
To say thank you to you and ask God to continue to bless this august institution. How about we pray together? Dear God, thank you so much. Thank you for all the persons behind the scenes that made it happen this evening. We thank you for them in a very special way. Thank you for our president who's at the helm, engaging persons near and far to be able to remember the institution and to give back. Thank you for those who already have it in their hearts to give back to the institution, committed. They do it while they have their other lives happening. They remember their alma mater and they choose to give and to contribute in so many different ways. Thank you for their efforts. We have a big goal ahead of us, but we serve a big God, and we have a goal to make $100 million by 2027, by USC's 100th anniversary, where many alumni are going to traverse this campus to see what God has done over all. Thank you, God, for being faithful. Thank you for putting it in the hearts of alumni and friends to be faithful towards this institution, to contribute their time, efforts, and resources. We appreciate it. Continue to bless Dr. Wilson at the helm of this institution. Bless him with health and strength and vision and vigor to continue to lead this institution despite any challenges we may have. Thank you for being with us in Miracle Valley. Thank you for all those who gave today and who have given in the past, who have given their lives. We pause to remember those who have passed on but have given to this institution, contribute to this institution, to keep it moving forward. We pause to remember them as well. May you continue to bless their families, and may you continue to bless the efforts that they have put into this institution. And may we continue, Lord, to pass on the battle for Christian education, to honor you as you transform ordinary lives into extraordinary servants of God. Thank you, we pray, in the name of Jesus. Amen. And
amen. Amen.
Thank you so much for being with us this evening and for loving and contributing to your alma mater or contributing to our institution. We appreciate you.
Hey D, how long you waiting here, boy?
Half an hour.
What time
Is the bus coming there? Yeah.
You sure that's the bus?
It looks so.
That must be somebody maxing. Hi, good day.
Hi, good morning. How can I help you today?
I'd like to get on the bus.
Yes, that will be $600 US for one ticket.
600?
Yeah.
Okay. Any discount?
Not this one, but we will be sure to inform you on our next one.
Alright, well then I'll just take one.
Yes.
Take
Thank
about
you.
a free ticket, right?
Not a
Takes
problem.
while, you know.
Next, please. Hi, good morning.
Can I have a ticket, please?
Yes, you can. Thank you. Thank you.
Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. Diverse University in Trinbago, founded 90 plus years ago. If you came here from the Caribbean, you were transformed to a CU-shan. The Linda Austin and Cedar Hall you stayed, while mainly gluten for lunch was made. You work Room Shop Cafe or the Press, and under Gilbert you got no rest. Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. The battle came from the SUC, handed over to USC. Enrollment grew exponentially, more directors, staff and faculty, growing pains and opportunity, expanding labs, finance, technology. The story must continue with you and I. We're saying thanks to all alumni. Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. Get on the bus, see what's going on. Get on the bus, help us to move on. Don't hesitate to secure your seat. 600 US will be real sweet. Dig in your bank account or checkbook. Under your mattress, please take a look. If you can't make it, don't make a fuss. Team up with a friend and get on this bus. Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. We're still on the road, so please understand. You and USC working hand in hand. Get your ticket, what you waiting for? More opportunities are in store. 3.4 million is the plan. To reach this goal, let's work hand in hand. We're making it through blood, sweat and tears. We're aiming for the 100 years. Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. Get on the bus, join the USC. Make it an ongoing legacy. Structural pillars for, if you please, spiritual nurture, moral integrity, intellectual curiosity, of course cultural diversity. A strong vision for tomorrow. So get on the bus and come, let we go. Get on the bus, it is a must. In God we trust. If we throw go back to yesteryear. It's amazing God brought us here. All contributors, please take a bow. Because of you, we're confident now. Dr. Wilson is at the wheel. Come on, listen to his appeal. Give off your best as the good book say. Click on the link and give right away. Get on the bus. We are waiting. It is a must. No hesitating. In God we trust. Start donating. Take one day driver. Get on the bus. We are waiting. It is a must. Start donating. In God we trust.